Well, good evening, and we just want to say it is a pleasure to be back on CAN TV 21 for 2020. It's been a long time coming, but we are back, and we are back with a vengeance. We're back to share some of the good stuff that's been going on at Fathers Who Care and the Westside Community Stakeholders, the Youth Council, things that's been going on out in the community, and what we've been doing around the city. I mean, we're just anxious to tell you about some of the things that we're doing. But before we do, we just want to give you just an overview of what's going on and how we've been and the things that we've been talking about and engaging our young people in for the last, I guess, few weeks and last year for that matter. Because of the pandemic, of course, we have not shut down at all. And I thank God that all of us are vaccinated and want to be vaccinated and considering being vaccinated. And please get vaccinated because it's important to do. But in the month of June or July is dedicated to all of us working together. So we kind of phrase the theme for July as teamwork can make the dream work. If we all are working together for social change and community empowerment in our efforts to save our children and our community. So with that being said, just so those who don't know us, Fathers Who Care is a not-for-profit social service agency that was organized and developed by committed fathers on the west side of Chicago, and our efforts to bring men together to be the role models and that image in the community that men need to see and others need to see so that we can actually take back our communities. And we are primarily consistent on trying to dispel those negative myths about African American men in the lives of their children, because not only do we love our children, we love your children and your children's children. So we're working feverishly to change those stereotypes and to make sure those that need to know that real men are standing up and real men are making a difference in the lives of other young people, and that we really do believe that when real men stand up, little boys have to sit down. So we take that real serious, that we are men making a difference in the lives of our young people. But let's get on into this show, because I got some good information I want to talk about. I got an excellent guest that I've been prepping up. Come on over here, man, and help me with this show and get this thing rolling. But our guest I'll introduce to you in a minute. But we just want to share to you right now that we have one of our young youth council leaders who's been kind of fired up over the last few weeks about some things that we've been involved in. But let me just share this with you. I do have Vernicia with us. She's the vice president of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. And of course, this is Hanisha. And on the end, we got, of course, Dr. Captain Benton Cook. And I'm going to share with you more about that. But we at Fathers Who Care believe that a people united can never be defeated. And as long as we are working together, there's nothing too hard for God. And so we're going to kind of term this message today and this show on how can we as community stakeholders continue to work together to unite, to engage, enlighten, and empower our young people. And so with that being said, I'd like to take our opportunity now to introduce our guest today. Our guest today, as I reference, is Dr. and Captain Benton Cook, who is a proud father that has dedicated his professional life for so many years to the empowerment of others. He's an author, an activist, a social entrepreneur, a professor, a scholar, a captain of boating, and just an all-around good guy that I've had the pleasure of knowing for many, many years. And when I'm going through some things, or when I just need to bounce some stuff off of people, or when I just need to chop it up, as they say, I call Dr. Cook. And we get a chance to, whatever time it might be, we get a chance to talk about whatever it is that's on our hearts. If God is using us and moving us, we talk about that. Or whatever life has brought in our lives, we talk about that. So it's good to be in a life, or to be in an environment in life where you got some folks that you can bounce stuff off. Everybody needs somebody to communicate with. So I'm saying to you, those who are watching today, that it's okay to have a good day. It's okay to have a bad day. But it's not good to not to have someone to talk to. So I want to encourage you to always seek out some assistance. You know, most of us are fatigued and probably experiencing some anxiety and some stressors or what have you. I'm saying to you, get the assistance that you need. And we're going to talk about a way that we can get some immediate relief in a minute. But let's get on back to the show. So what I want to do tonight, if you all don't mind, is I want to dedicate this show to educating folks on some of the good stuff that we've been doing here at Fathers Who Care and the West Garfield Park Youth Council. And I want to thank those of you who are tuning in live. And please continue to bless us and follow us and do what you can to keep these young people active. You got young people, make sure you refer them over to Fathers Who Care. And we'll do our due diligence to make sure we keep them actively involved. But we got this show going to be dynamite. Believe me, it's going to be dynamite. You're watching the right show. So I'm going to start off with some courtesies, as you don't mind. I'm going to ask Dr. Cook, I'm going to start with you. You're a doctor, right? You have a PhD, correct?
Correct.
So that means that you're a doctor academically speaking.
Correct.
And then you are a captain. I see that beautiful cap you're wearing. Do they call them caps or hats?
They call them hats.
So we like
a captain's hat.
A captain's hat. So, and it's a nice captain's hat, is that.
Thank
so
you.
I want you, though, to tell our audience what is a captain and what is a doctor, so we can educate some of our young people, but also so we can give you your proper respect and as a doctor and among other things. Right?
Appreciate that. It's a pleasure to be here on the program, and I thank you once more again, brother.
Number love.
As you said, we've been down a many road together. And whenever I have programs or things going on in which I can help and contribute to your organization, you're the first one I call. So it's been a plum pleasing pleasure over these last dozen years to be doing that with you. And this particular time, I am a doctor. I have a PhD in clinical psychology and theology. I got it from Jacksonville Theological Seminary. Long time ago, about 2004. So since that period of time, I have been in private practice, but more in particular, what I've done since I've moved back to Chicago has been counseling young people's and young folks' organization. I taught for a few semesters up at Loyola University, taught critical thinking and anger management, and and I did it remotely. I loved it being remote. So I don't have to go in the classroom again. It would be great to continue that if I choose to do that again. But what I'm really excited about, what I've been involved with the last 4 years, is being a boat captain. Actually going on the water, learning all the intricacies of boating, and I've gotten an opportunity to get my captain's license. And then I have my master's captain's license too. So that means if I spent the time, the energy, and effort, I could captain boats all the way up to cruise ships. But it takes a great deal of time to do that. And at this point in time in my life, I don't have that much time to dedicate to it.
But you're committed now to being on the waters, to being a boat captain.
Yes, and more in particular, I wanted to use this as a vehicle to expose our young people to a totally different way of life. Because when I got, decided to do this, it was something I had never even considered before. But it's such a pleasurable, relaxful, and stress-free type of environment. I said, hey, our young folks could really benefit from this. So when I got involved with the Chicago Yacht Club, they asked me the question, Captain Cook, what can we do to help you? Or what would you want to do in this organization? First thing I said is I wanted to get some of our young people from our community. I want them to come and be exposed to this. And in no time, Commodore Nick and Lori, Vice Commodore Lori, said, okay, well, we can get you in touch with Ann and Ray, and in a matter of a month or so, we put together this program. And in putting together the program, we decided we wanted to do several things. One thing in particular, we wanted to get the young folks out on the water. We wanted them to get involved in that, because some of the young folks from the west side have never even been to Lake Michigan, haven't even been on the beach. And that was the case when I was young, because that's where I grew up. I'm a West Sider, born and bred, proud of it. Come back, I go to church there. I serve there. So it was exciting just being a part of that. And they came and they said, well, Dr. Cook, let us know what you want to do. We put this thing together. I called you up and I said, hey, Doc, we got something for you.
And this ain't the first time we have operated like this.
Right.
I mean, we have operated in this kind of fashion on various different tasks in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we really do have a heart for empowering our young people.
Absolutely.
And making sure that we expose our young people.
Correct.
So with that being said, I want to ask you, so Hanisha, how old are you?
I'm 15.
You're 15, and what school did you go to?
I go to Michelle Clark.
And what is that something that you would like to do when you get older? What are some goals or visions that you have that you would like to accomplish?
I want to get into real estate.
Real estate.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to be possibly a salesman or a broker,
Yeah.
and get that big money.
Yeah.
Well, I like
Ain't
that.
nothing wrong with
Ain't
that.
nothing wrong with that, because real estate is the thing. There's a certain acronyms, HOMES. Do you remember what those acronyms are?
I never heard of
It's
it.
called the Great Lakes.
Oh.
You remember that?
No.
H is for Huron. Come on with me.
Mm-hmm.
Lake Huron.
Oh. O is for Lake Ontario. M is for Lake Michigan. E is for Lake Erie, and H is for Lake.
S.
S is for Lake
That's
Superior.
it. That's it.
You got it. Give me some.
There
That's
you
what
go.
I'm talking about. Now now Doc, now you know you got that's tight.
Yeah.
Now they
That's real tight.
just got this last,
I know.
just recently.
Yeah.
And so just to keep that locked in to understand these lakes, because most folks who are grown don't even know the lakes. But anyway, let's get back to you, Doc. So we have this passion for trying to expose these young folks, but also to make sure that they're not caught up and become statistics. So what can we do, Doc, with what's going on in the environment and being creative? What can we do to continuously reduce underage drinking, senseless violence among our young people?
Well, first and foremost, we need to love on our young folk. We need to show them, exhibit to them, and give them love. Let them know that they're appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
They have value. And the other thing is to do things in the community, not just for them, but with them. Let them see who you are, what you are, and where you would like to take them. And that's my whole, purpose for doing this.
Okay. And you and I talk a lot, and we talk about almost everything. There's nothing that we don't talk about. We open to that conversation. Doc, you and I have been talking about opportunities for a long time for young people. And you said to me, well, listen, I got an idea and I want to push something. And all I need you to do is just make sure you do your part to get those kids ready. Right. And I'm going to take care of this other stuff. Right. Now, Doc, we was talking about bringing those young people who have never experienced Lakeshore Drive.
Right.
Who have never experienced being on a yacht, a sailboat,
right.
Possibly probably never been on the sand of Lake Michigan. Right. So you and I was talking, and we said, well, listen, let's contemplate, or let's try to work on creating a yacht club for these young people. And you just kept pursuing this stuff and kept working this thing, and we ended up, now we're 3 weeks in. So I want to ask a question, if you don't mind. You've been around since the inception of this program, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it important to you? The Yacht Club. Oh. Why is the Yacht Club important to you and possibly your peers?
Because it's opened our mind and expanded our norms to being on a yacht and driving yachts, learning how to sail boats, and it just opened up new ideas for us to go into something else and not stick to just the regular things that we have just in our little bubble of the things that they give us in the community, like basketball, football, dancing, stuff like that. And it's all of that is that can be given to you, but being on a boat, stuff like that, that's I don't want to say it's more important than what you love to do, but it is really important to learn how to ride on a boat and ride on water and learn how the wind go and learn if the wind coming from this way, your sail can't go the other way because then it's just not gonna move.
You're gonna tilt.
Exactly. So then it's like when we learning how to do stuff like that, it's like we just it might sound boring as I'm saying it, but like when you own the water and like the instructors are telling you like how stuff work and they doing it at the same time while you watching, it's really interesting and it just like give you a new idea as to what you want to do in the future or like a second thing that you want to do if you want to like keep your mind on what you want to do or what you're really passionate about. It's like something that you could look into doing as well.
So do you feel enlightened? Do you feel like you're being exposed to a new lifestyle, to more options, more opportunities, more ideas? Do you feel that you are this is coming your way?
Yes, I feel like I'm being exposed to more opportunities because I never thought we'd be doing like a yacht club or nothing like that. It was just like out of the blue and I didn't really expect I didn't expect too much from it but to be like just going on water. But I didn't know that we was gonna like learn about the water and learn about the wind and learn about where the boats come from, how many races they won, how far the water go and stuff like that. Really
and opportunities and training and career choices, right?
Yep.
And other. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead,
No,
please.
that was one of the things that I made sure of when we were formulating this program was not to have just a show them, but let them know what can be in the future. Not just limit them to this room, but bust open the roof and let them know that there are great career opportunities in this field.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago's lakefront generates $5 billion a year for 5 months out of the year. Only 5 months. They open it up in May 1st, and it closes October 31st. They have $5 billion worth of business that's being done in. So not only can you learn how to sail and do this, but you can also learn how to repair the boats if you want to, dress the boats, in other words, fix them up. And 7 months out of the year, they have to be put in what they call dry dock, taken out of the water, because if they're not taken out of the water, the ice will freeze them up and bust the hulls. So they're taken out of the water. So people are constantly doing things to these boats all year round.
To keep them up.
Yeah, they have to be. So we've gotten one of the young men there is now working with After School Matters, and he's had some prior experience. But see, now they have some prior experience. So next year, we can open it up to them. But what we can do is have our own program. We don't have to have a program down at Chicago Yacht Club. We can have it in Douglas Park. We can have it in Columbus Park.
Yeah.
And then take it down there or anywhere else we want to go to. So the goal is to let them just see the light. They can go to the light if they want to, but the light's going to be on.
So I'm impressed personally with how you and the young people are receiving these experiences. I recall Dr. Cook when we first brought them out. We grown folks. We've been to the lakes. We done been on boats. I mean, we've had some of those experiences. But some of these young people, they was apprehensive. They didn't know what to expect. You can see it in their face. But once they finished that first experience of riding in a
sailboat?
No, the yachts.
Yeah, the yachts. Yeah.
The first experience, they was riding in multi-million-dollar yachts and driving the yachts and hanging out on the yachts. And then you can see the whole facial expression, the stress that came off of them.
Right.
And so I want to ask this question, Doc. What do you think we can continuously do to expose these young people to the art of sailing and also to keep their minds engaged, but to also broaden their horizons? What can we continuously do?
It's not what we can do, but it's what we're going to do.
Right.
What we're going to do is continue this program. We're seeking to have people that will help us to do that. My organization is called Dream Catchers, and we have the DuSable Project. And in the DuSable Project, we're not only going to let these young folks know what's happening in the water, but we're going to let them know what's happening outside of the water, what's going on. They need to know about Jean-Baptiste Point DuSable, who founded Chicago, who they renamed the Lakeshore Drive after. But also, too, I want them to be exposed to some of the other great things. And if I could just interject this.
Sure, by all means.
I've been given the opportunity, the great honor, to bring a PT boat. It's PT boat F-26, the last PT boat ever built. And if anybody remember the movie PT 109, in which President Kennedy was involved with before he became president, but we've been given the honor, myself and my partner, of bringing that boat from New Orleans up to Chicago. The significance about that is that it's named after Jesse L. Brown, the same Jesse L. Brown that the VA hospital is named after. Well, he was the first black pilot to be killed during the Korean War. But more than that, he was a major trailblazer.
Mm-hmm.
If you look up the history of Jesse L. Brown, you see he did some remarkable things in his short time being, a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going down there August the 9th, and we're going to do a reconnaissance. In other words, check out the boat, get everything up and going. And later on this fall, we're going to bring that boat up to Chicago. And we're going to be doing a fundraiser in which Fathers Who Care will benefit from. And we're going to have it so that young people, not only the Fathers Who Care young folks, but we're going to have it so that young people from all around the city can come and actually experience being on a PT boat. PT boats were smaller boats. They were only 73 feet long. That's small.
Mm-hmm.
But they were like little whips, little pistol kind of boats that would dart in and out, and they had these torpedoes that they shoot off of the deck, and they would hit these boats and then scamper out, But they were deadly during World War II and the Korean War and parts of the Vietnam War. So we've been given the honor of doing that. But see, all of this is, I do these things, and I'm really blessed. I thank God for them asking me to be a part of it. But more importantly, I want to bring that boat up here so that the people in Chicago can see the significance of it, of what this black man accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to bring it to Lakeshore Drive, DuSable Lakeshore Drive,
Mm-hmm.
so that folks can understand and put that connection together. You see what I'm saying?
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
So, and I thank you for your passion to the work you're doing, but also I thank you for the relationship that you have with the Chicago Yacht Club. We can call off names. We know a few of them, Nick and Ann and some others. And I think it's really important that we give credit to what credit is due for folks having a heart to be a part of a team.
They've been tremendous.
Yeah, they have a heart for working together.
Let me just interject this if I can. These people, when they asked me what I wanted to do and I told them, they said, Captain Cook, okay. So we'll set this up. We'll do it for this many weeks. We let you have the input into the curriculum. These kids can come up here to Belmont Harbor. We will serve them pizza, don't they? Every week you have pizza. You get on these multi-million-dollar boats every week. These people are volunteering their boats and their time.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't asked a single solitary thing from us,
Mm-hmm.
but to be there. And they are, I just tell you this, they are so overjoyed about doing this. And they compliment me on the way that the young people are acting. They said these are the most mannerable young group we've ever had here. He said some of them are just holy terrors, But you all, I have to compliment you. You all have been doing extremely well. But the Chicago Yacht Club, headed by the Chicago Yacht Foundation, has been tremendous, and we just thank them for it.
And we thank you guys for the work that you've been doing to make sure that we expose our young people
Right.
from the west side of Chicago to another side of the city. I mean, it's thanking you for that opportunity, because these young folks do need to see that. They need to be a part of that, because when young people can see it, they can be it.
Right.
And young people can't be what they can't see. So we are using these opportunities. We're working collaboratively, Dr. Cook and I, to make sure that not only that we deal with the Yacht Club endeavor, but we deal with anything that's helpful to their mental health, their psychic, their self-esteem, their image of who they are and what they can be. Because young people can be whatever they want to be if they're exposed and having the opportunities.
Right.
They just need the options and need to be in those circles. And it's just, I'm just telling you, it is Just exciting to see these young folks get away from the west side of all of the stress and trauma and get downtown in an environment where folks don't have a thought of violence. They just having fun, just relaxing, and just enjoying the water. So how are you feeling about what Dr. Cook is saying about exposure that you guys should experience?
Hold on, can you restate that, please?
He's talking about being able to provide you guys with options and exposing you all to coming to the Yacht Club at the Monroe Harbor, at the Belmont Harbor. How do you feel about that type of exposure? Is it needed for young people?
Very needed, because it could cause some kids, like, they might be like stuck in a mindset of, oh, I can only do this, or I'm only given the access to this, so that's all I can be. So it's like when you're given the opportunity to like go outside of your community and find like new things, it's real important that like you get that experience, so like you have more to look forward to. You're not just looking forward to, oh, I'm finna just do this and I'm finna do this every day. You have new things to do, and
New horizons.
and every week is like, it's new stuff to learn. It's like a whole new batch of information that you're learning about boats.
So are you looking forward to this next week?
Yes, I am.
Are your peers, your friends, are they looking forward to it?
Yeah.
Are you all talking about this all the time? Is it fun?
Yeah. This Tuesday was probably the best one, but I liked it the first week too, when we had talked to the two owners of the yacht that we got on.
But this time you guys was racing
Yeah,
with some strong water out there this time.
And the wind was up.
Go ahead, Doc. You was getting ready to say something.
I wanted to plug next week.
Yeah.
Because we're having special guests next week. First and foremost, Congressman Danny Davis is coming out.
He will be there.
Yes. And then we have my partner, Mark Stevenson, who will be going with me down to, I'm going with him actually, down to New Orleans to pick up this boat. But this man has 42 years of experience as being a captain. And he is considered the best captain in Chicago. And then we have Tiffany Taylor. She's a chaperone. You remember Tiffany?
Our daughter, yeah.
Yeah, Tiffany Taylor is a boat captain, and she owns a boat, a big boat.
A big boat.
So
she's coming out.
She's going to take all of us out on her big boat. Her boat is so big, it can take all of us.
And we're going to be a part of that. So you're watching Father Who Care. Of course, log on to Father Who Care at www.fatherswhocare.org. Give us a call at Father Who Care at 773-287-5821. And listen, if you're interested in bringing some of your young folks out for our weekly anti-violence programs that we're currently facilitating via Zoom, please, by all means, get in touch with us and we can plug them into that. Unfortunately, as far as the club is concerned, the club is kind of closed as far as enrollment, because we have the certain group of young people who have been consistent in their efforts, and we're going to expose these young folks to the good things that we're doing. But those who are interested in joining the team, opportunities are down the road. So Dr. Took, as we get ready to close this out, what would you like to leave the audience with?
I want to say, first and foremost, I appreciate you, brother, and your commitment to these young folks. For as long as I've known you, like I said, 10 years or so, you've done a tremendous job with these. You don't fade, you don't fail, you don't wane, you just stay consistent with your conviction with them. So I appreciate that. And it's good to be able to do something with you. And I will continue to do things with you, through the years. I'm going to bring a lot more stuff to Fathers Who Care.
Well, I feel it. I've always known that. I mean, you've always just been a phone call away, and always been accessible. And I would always value this relationship because you're just that close to me.
And my wife loves you.
And I love your wife too. And by the way, his wife that he married her is Dorothy Brown. Of course, you know our clerk Dorothy Brown, the legendary Dorothy Brown. However, this is her good thing. We call that the Papa Bear. Okay. Papa Bear and Mama Bear. So that's the team, and of course we love them both because they are true to the call. But anyway, we want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight, and thank you for all that you're doing to try to help these young people. But remember, these young people can't be what they can't see. And and let's quit pouring money into a burning fire when we can use these dollars to empower these young folks on the lake, or empower them in some other activities that are creative and exposing them to a better lifestyle. So we can do better than what we're doing, and we got to do better. So we thank you so very much for tuning in, and God bless you. God keep you. Good night. Keep the faith and keep on looking out for our babies. Keep on empowering our babies, because we got to help them. That's our job. So thank you again. Good night. God bless you. And we'll talk to you soon. Be back with us next week. We'll have Alderman Emma Mitz, who's the chair of the Westside Black Elected Officials. And we're going to have some other guests as we're moving on down the road. But we'll see those of you next week. God bless you. Good night.
Ahoy there.
Ahoy there. Sails up, sails down.
Sails up.
I learned that.
Okay.
Good night. We'll talk to you soon.